This post has been going around Twitter for the last few days, and I cannot stop thinking about it.
So go watch that whole video, follow the creator. They're dead right about this. And that is that the incentives have changed, and that is why we call things woke these days. Now, let's be clear. There's a bunch of content creators out there. I'm not going to name them. You know who I'm talking about. If they have sad, long faces, yeah, that's who I'm talking about. And they're going to call things woke. And they're going to call things woke because they're not intelligent. They're not intelligent enough to be able to look at a game and have an understanding of the game design, the intent, or the story. They can't understand the complexities of that, so they call it woke, because that's really simple. Because how do they judge woke? Well, there's this whole criteria this one creator has, or some group on Steam, where it's if there's a black person in your game, it's woke. If there's gay people in your game, it's woke. If they don't even have to be having to be pro anything, just existing. Because in these people's lives, trans people don't exist, gay people don't exist, black people don't exist, because they were little white children in suburbia. Or, hey, where do you even exist where that exists anymore? I don't know. But that's what it is. And so these people exist this way, and so everything's woke that's not them. And then the easiest way then to rile up these kids is to say, yeah, woke, take it down. And it's just tiring. Like, the one website or the one curator list or whatever actually calls Portal 2 woke. But no, they don't call the Left 4 Dead's woke, which, man, probably because you'd have to be able to listen to the words to understand what, I don't know. But it's exhausting. But this is all because don't link to the people who do this. Don't promote them. Don't share them, because they make money off of this. They make money off of it in the stupidest ways. And then it just propagates. And the other little children who aren't intelligent enough to think for themselves just go, oh, hey, they called it woke. I'm going to call it woke, right? And they just pile on. And it's a bunch of like 14-year-old boys, 14-year-old white boys who have no idea about the world in any fashion. That's who calls things woke. Because things aren't woke. Like, so I made Left 4 Dead and I made the Anacrusis. I chose characters on all of them. The Left 4 Dead characters are not called woke. The Anacrusis characters we got reviewed as Left 4 Woke. And all we did was we went to a website that said who's in space right now, and we picked the groups based on that. So that's actually who was in space, but that's woke. It's woke to talk about any subject that your mommy didn't approve. Like, they're probably the children whose mom watches The Simpsons and then edits out the bad parts, right? So that they don't ever hear the bad words. They don't ever have to grow, right? And there's this whole group of stunted children who it really is the lack of intelligence to be able to review something, be negative about it, talk about it. Like, you can dislike a game. Fine, right? I often say you don't click for me, but whatever, I get it. I used to review games, and we got a following because we talked about them. We described them. We described them in funny ways. We took them apart and showed about game design and discussion of that. Like, that takes intelligence. That takes skill. What the woke people do is just say, black person woke. And it takes no skill, but they have a following. And so that's why I always say, don't link to them. Don't encourage them. Don't show them and show the negativity of them. That's why if you pull that stuff on me here, I just block you. I don't care. I'm fine with one follower if it's someone who's not saying woke and if everyone else is saying woke. But of course, the reality is most people aren't the woke idiots. Most people aren't those idiots. But that's why they grow together and they feel very bigger, because they have to have strength, because they're little insecure boys who are so terrified they're going to be found out for being as unintelligent as they are. So they have to band together and attack people in groups. And so that's why this has risen up. That's why it is so much more popular than it used to be. And that's why it is so fucking stupid.